Imagine waking up one morning, not to the sound of birds, but to a thunderous roar that shakes the very foundations of your home. You look out your window, and there, silhouetted against the dawn sky, is a creature of myth, a dragon. This isn't a scene from a movie. This is the new reality. What would our world actually look like if dragons were real? The first confirmed sighting would send shockwaves across the globe. News channels would loop the grainy footage. Social media would explode. Science would face its greatest challenge yet. The initial reaction would be a mix of awe and sheer terror. Governments would scramble, declaring states of emergency. But after the initial panic, the real work would begin, understanding the impossible. How could a creature so massive even get off the ground? Biologists and engineers would be working around the clock. The answer might lie in incredibly lightweight, yet strong bone structures, perhaps honeycomb like a bird's, but reinforced with carbon composites. Their massive wingspans would utilize thermal updrafts and jet streams, gliding for vast distances with minimal effort, much like an albatross. And the fire? That iconic, terrifying weapon. It couldn't be magic. It would have to be biology. One leading theory suggests a two-part chemical reaction. Dragons might store two separate, non-volatile chemicals in specialized glands. When they need to breathe fire, these chemicals will be mixed in the chamber, creating an instantaneous explosive combustion. This biological flamethrower will be a marvel of evolution, a defense mechanism unlike any other. Thermodynamics would also be a huge puzzle. A creature that large would produce an immense amount of heat. They would need a highly efficient cooling system. Perhaps their scales aren't just for armor. They might have a complex network of blood vessels just beneath the skin, allowing them to regulate their internal temperature. The global impact will be immediate and transformative. Our skies, once the domain of airplanes, would become a shared space. Air traffic control would need a complete overhaul. New flight corridors would be established. Planes would be equipped with advanced detection systems to avoid mid-air collisions with a 10-ton flying reptile. No-fly zones would be declared around known dragon lairs and migration routes. The friendly skies would suddenly have a new apex predator. Militaries worldwide would be on high alert. Would a dragon be considered a threat, a weapon, or a protected species? The first encounter between a fighter jet and a dragon would be a pivotal moment in history. Could a heat-seeking missile lock onto a creature that breathes fire? How would modern armor stand up to claws that could tear through solid rock? This new arms race wouldn't be between nations, but between man and beast. Our cities would have to adapt. Skyscrapers might need to be reinforced. Rooftops could become nesting sites. Fire codes would be rewritten overnight. Imagine dragon drills in schools alongside fire and earthquake drills. Urban planning would incorporate dragon-safe zones and elevated shelters. Our entire infrastructure would have to accommodate these colossal new neighbors. The economic and cultural shifts will be just as profound. A new multi-billion-dollar industry would emerge: dragon tourism. People would pay fortunes for a chance to see a dragon in its natural habitat. The insurance industry would boom with dragon damage policies. But this would also spark a fierce global debate. On one side, conservationists would argue for their protection. International treaties would be drafted to create vast nature reserves for them, free from human interference. On the other side, powerful lobbies, fueled by fear, would call for their control or even eradication. They would be seen as pests, a threat to livestock, property, and human life. This conflict would define global politics for decades. Culturally, dragons would be everywhere. They dominate social media. A live stream from a dragon camp will get more views than the Super Bowl. Our modern myths will be rewritten. No longer just symbols of greed and destruction, dragons might become icons of wildness and power. Some cultures might even revert to ancient forms of worship, seeing them as gods returned to Earth. New art, music, and literature would blossom. And what about science? The discovery of dragon DNA would revolutionize biology. It could hold the key to curing diseases, developing new materials, or even understanding the very origins of life. The study of their metabolism could unlock secrets to clean energy. They wouldn't just be animals. They would be a living library of biological miracles. So in the end, a world with dragons would be a world humbled. We, who have for so long seen ourselves as the masters of this planet, would be reminded of our place. Our skies would be wilder, our cities more cautious, and our lives filled with a sense of wonder and terror we thought we had lost forever. The sublime in its most raw and powerful form would be soaring above our heads. The world wouldn't just be changed. It would be reborn, forged anew in the shadow of their wings and the light of their fire. It's a world that is both terrifying and beautiful to contemplate. A world where myth is made real and humanity is no longer the undisputed king of the world. It forces us to ask a fundamental question. If dragons were real, would we rise to the challenge? Or will we be consumed by the fire? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the impossible, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more explorations of what if. Let us know in the comments how you think humanity would react. We'll see you in the next one.